business lesson from NFL legend and video game pioneer John Madden: never compromise on authenticity. More than anything else, there is the genuineness of American football's popularity, of its cultural importance, of its demand. There's something about American football. There's the glamour and the fanfare and the money. Sure, there's the lore around it, and its celluloid representation. There are the personalities. Johnny Unitas would rather press mud in his bleeding nose and continue to play than take an injury timeout. Joe Broadway Namath would score a Super Bowl upset by day and turn fur coat-wearing party hopper by night. Joe Montana, who had the mind and the arm to throw game-clinching passes that would fly smoothly across the yards into the waiting hands of a teammate. Perhaps he was assembled at Pratt Whitney, but more than anything else there is the genuineness of American football's popularity, of its cultural importance, of its demand. It's a big ball they throw, nearly a foot long and weighing nearly half a kilo. They throw it hard. You may or may not be a fan of Colin Kaepernick's knee, but his arm could launch. At the 2011 NFL Combine, Kaepernick threw at 59 miles per hour. Offensive players often touch Olympic sprinting times when they outrun SUV-sized defense players, and that is why American football appeals to true students of sport even though they may not fully understand the game's rule. That is why, when John Madden died on December 28 at age 85, we read his obituary. Close-related stories. Game for You presents FIFA Street Corporate Championship Grand Slam Tennis 2 review. EA wants Facebook's users $3 billion digital sales. An outsized Boris Yeltsin type of presence, a Super Bowl champion coach, a winner of 16 sports Emmys for his color meets analysis commentary, a man squeamish about flying who traveled to games on a customized bus, often with reporters and a lot of food in tow. John Madden was all that. Madden was also a successful businessman who lent his name and insights to a popular football video game made by EA Sports. Since its inception in 1988, John Madden Football has earned some $7 billion in revenue. According to geobankingrates.com, EA Sports paid Madden a $150 million lump sum for perpetual rights to use his name. In addition, he earned yearly fees from the company. John Madden in 2007. It was on an Amtrak rail journey in 1984, the great early period of the video game and tech boom, that EA Sports founder and Apple alumnus Trip Hawkins pitched the idea of a game to Madden. Due to the primitive technology of the time, Hawkins proposed a game with 7 players on each team instead of 11. The Apple II computer the game was being designed for did not have enough memory, pixels or disk storage to create 22 players on screen. It did not have a sound chip, and at best it could have 4 colors. We were trying to model NFL football on a computer with less horsepower than your watch, Joe Ibarra, Hawkins' colleague, who was present at the Amtrak meeting, recalled to ESPN. Right off, it became clear that Madden would not compromise on authenticity. If Big John was going to be involved, they were not going to mess with sacred fundamentals. Madden was also particular about details such as the position of the referees on the field. If it's not 11 on 11, it's not real football, Madden told ESPN. If it was going to be me, and going to be pro football, it had to have 22 guys on the screen. If we couldn't have that, we couldn't have a game. Those days, it took about 15 months for a game to be developed, but EA Sports had to toil over the Madden challenge for 3 years. All my memories are of pain, Ibarra told ESPN. The torturous, 18-hour workdays paid off. John Madden Football became a hit. According to the New York Times, it has sold 130 million copies from 1988 to 2018. Over time, the EA team became annual guests at Madden's famous Man Cave, with multiple screens like in a TV studio. In Pleasanton, California, NYT wrote that Madden would hold court there over breakfast burritos and ice cream sundaes. They'd watch and talk football, and Madden would quiz the EA boys about further plans for the game. He would not be afraid to stop you mid-pitch and question you on your football knowledge or ask you to validate why something was worth the investment. And you damn sure better have known what you were talking about. Rex Dixon, who was the creative director of Madden NFL from 2012 to 2018, told NYT. And that is how one of the great chapters in sports and business came to be. Boom. To that, as Madden would say.